Meet Brettney Perr, an extraordinary empath evolution expert and accountability coach who is making a profound impact worldwide. With her support, Brettney holds a safe, open space for individuals to stay on track in their journey of connecting with and manifesting their dreams. Having embarked on her own transformative path of personal development, empowerment, healing, and self exploration, Brettney has acquired a wealth of valuable experience. Through deep levels of insight and introspection, she has honed her abilities and now actively shares her wisdom with others through Obscuram.com. Obscuram.com. This vibrant online community serves as a platform for sharing knowledge, insights, and personal stories on self empowerment. As a captivating speaker, Brettney has graced the virtual stage alongside renowned personalities such as Les Brown, captivating audiences with her inspiring messages. Furthermore, she is the self published author of Can I Get Some Sleep? A guide of quick and easy tips to get a good night's rest. Brettney, I hope you got a copy on you because I can certainly use that. Brettney is a true autodidact, a self taught individual who has gained wisdom through her own experiences, and a polymath with diverse knowledge spanning multiple fields. Beyond her remarkable professional journey, Brettney is also a devoted single mother to an ambitious teen and two Instagram famous cats, adding joy and love to her life. Join Brettney on her transformative path and let her guide you towards unlocking your true potential, embracing accountability, and creating the life you've always dreamed of. With Brettney Perr by your side, the possibilities are limitless. Ladies and gentlemen, Brettney Perr!
I'm going to tell you something. Fear is one hell of a drug. And I mean that. Right now, am I dealing with anxiety or is it a sense of adventure? As cortisol and adrenaline are pumping through my veins, walking out on this stage in front of so many people. Fear is a drug of hormonal cocktail that we concoct ourselves. Now, this addiction I didn't get into on my own. As a matter of fact, when I grew up, it was fed to me daily in my household. And because I grew up on that, it became a full-blown addiction that has lasted almost my lifetime. I grew up in a haunted house. I'm not lying. And if anybody wants to try to study or interview me to try to sort this stuff out, I am all for it. It actually is what got me into being analytical and into science, because I was trying to figure that stuff out myself because nobody else would help me. I would go to my mother to seek some comfort or support, and I was met with more fear as she would yell at me and give me something to cry about. That's how I was fed fear within the household. I constantly had to deal with the unknown, constantly had to navigate the world on my own, this scary, large world. Even going to the beach some days, I grew up in Orange County, so going to Huntington Beach, I would love body surfing as a little kid, and I nearly died several times. Nobody in my family knew that. We don't really talk, but I would be body surfing, then all of a sudden I would get caught up in these 6-foot waves of a tiny top until life taught me to connect with it and to move with it and to learn from it, because these were valuable lessons that life began teaching me. And eventually I learned to hug the bottom of the sand every time a giant wave came over, instead of gagging on water and being rolled around and figuring out which way was up or which way was down. But that was another way that I let fear dominate and guide my life, because I had a fear addiction. So up into adulthood, course, I was still addicted to fear. I had no idea that I had an addiction. I loved going to theme parks and riding the most scariest roller coasters because I loved that hit of adrenaline, that hit of cortisol. That's what made me feel alive. That's what kept me going. That's what made me feel something. I'm wondering how many of you love theme park rides or are addicted to adventure, right? You might have a fear addiction. Fast forward, I'm trying to escape my household. I'm an adult now, 19 years old, still dealing with haunted house dynamics. I'm not going to go into that right now. But into the 20s, ended up getting out, having to go back home, and then found someone that seemed to give me something different, a sense of love. And that was another hormonal cocktail. Felt better. There was something that was comfortable about this relationship, and I felt I was running to something different. But that's the catch-22 when you have a fear addiction. I ran straight into more of the comfort that I grew up with in the household, which was that psychological and emotional abuse. But this time it was intensified because this was someone who did the roller coaster of professing their love in the most grandest way, honeymoon phase, and then would pull the rug out from under me, leave me in a bedroom if I was in pain, and be frustrated at me for hurting. I had a fear addiction and a trauma addiction. Fear is very connected to trauma. Fast forward, of course, that didn't work out, and it's divorce time. That song, The Warmth, resonates with me so deep that even now when I listen to it, there's a lyric in the song that is, the extremities begin to get warm again after being frostbitten. And I remember sitting in that courtroom so terrified, so anxious that I lost all sensation in my fingertips. They would become ice cold, completely white as the blood flow just receded. Eventually, the warmth came back. Now, life by all means isn't perfect. We're always going to deal with hurdles. And people like to say it gets better. I'm going to say that, screw that right now. It doesn't get better. You learn to overcome it. You learn to get stronger. You learn resilience. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. I'm going to drink some water real quick. And eventually, you learn to kick the addiction. Fear takes on many guises. F everything and run. False evidence appearing real. Face everything and rise. But I'm going to bring up a different one. Fantasize everything and regret. I figured or found out through that pattern of going through the divorce, dipping in anxiety, reflecting on the past merging with the present into the future, that I would hallucinate. I would see some of the dissertations, and I would see things that actually weren't there. There were words that I would put in place, intentions that I would put there, and it's like, I'm not in that body. I'm not in that mind. Why did this sneak in? Why did I misread this in this way? Why did I take that in that way? When I stepped back, gave myself some space, came back in, and reread it and went, that is completely different from what I just read a second ago. Is life playing a trick on me? What's happening? Fear is one hell of a drug. Who knew that it has hallucinatory effects? You can see this online when you're debating someone. Suddenly, something pops up out of left field. And you're like, where did that come from? Do you even know me, bro? No? Okay. What? The gaslighting, the putting words in your mouth that weren't there. Step back. Take another look at it. Come again. Fear. It's that hallucinatory effect of that drug. Now, the catch-22 is that as you're coming out of those effects, because now you recognize a little bit of what fear is, a little bit of what it does, a little bit of that addiction. But when you come out of the addiction, here's how it gets you. There's more fear because it's uncomfortable coming into something that is better for you, especially when you haven't experienced it in your life before. That fear of the unknown, maybe that exhilaration of like, wow, this is something different. This is great. Step back again. Take a look at it. And then every step of the way, you'll begin to meet fear head on. The only way out is through. The only way out is to acknowledge and recognize those fears. And acknowledge and recognize that fear has no more power over you. Just like in a narcissistic relationship, if you guys ever watched the movie Labyrinth, who's seen the movie Labyrinth? That line, the most powerful line in the movie, where she says, "You have no power over me." Interesting how he snuck that in there. Jim Henson. Very fascinating. But that's also part of what got me through that movie was from my childhood. Beloved film. Watching it again as an adult. Those words were the most powerful words for me. So when you face fear head on, you say, you have no power over me. I see you, I recognize you, I acknowledge you. Thank you for being there when I needed to maybe protect myself from something. But now I don't need you anymore. Fear is one hell of a drug, but you don't have to be addicted to it. And that healing process, it's a journey, not a destination. So I want you to take this aspect of fear with you as you head home. Face everything and rise. Thank you so much. I am